Welcome to Elden Ring. My name is Nilaus, and we are going to cover all the dungeons and mini bosses here in the Weeping Peninsula. These are the 5 dungeons that are available in this area, and we'll be going through every one of them. If you like these kind of videos, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I am just going to crank out lots and lots of Elden Ring videos. So I hope you appreciate it, and let's dive into the first one. We're starting with the Impaler's tomb up here in the top northwestern corner. If you see one of these, then go over there and click on it. It'll point you towards the nearby dungeon. That's a good way of finding them as well. If you see those, then try going up there. If you can't interact with them, that's because you have been to that dungeon that it's pointing towards. We will find it here, and let's head on into the Impaler's Catacombs. So Catacombs means, well, it's going to be those gargoyles. Gargoyles or skeletons, that's what we have in Catacombs. First thing we do is wait for one to climb up here and then knock it down immediately. As you can probably see, then I'm somewhat aware of what's going to happen here. And we have the other one, just block whatever it's shooting at you, and then knock it down. Great. And proceed. Here we have the door that we want to unlock. I really love that system. It's very neat and simple, so you know exactly what to do. We're coming up this room. There is one visible gargoyle, and then there are 2 more hidden, or not hidden, but you can see one on the roof. We want the other 2 to drop down. They will be melee, and the one in the back will just keep shooting. So let's knock these 2 out, and then just roll out of the way, and then go in and take the last one. There are these 3, so let's. Oh, missed. Get these grave roots. These grave roots are used for Gravewort. Glovewort. Grave Glovewort. Yeah, okay, exactly. They are used for upgrading your Ashes of War. In here, we also have a single one, I think. Yeah, so let's just knock that out. This room doesn't have much. Just another little plant here to get. And we move on back. So I wanted to take that dead end first. Moving on here, this is a bit of a trap. You go up here, and if you stay up there, you will get squished. If you accidentally up there, then move to the left. There's a alcove you can hide in, but you have to sort of trigger it to go up, and then roll under it, and then you continue here. That took a surprisingly long time for me to figure out. Now this area here has a ton of really annoying zombies, so I decided I don't want to fight them. I'll just run around. They're so slow, but there are also so many of them. So if we just run around, grab the stuff we want, nice and smoothly here along the edge, and they won't ever get close to us in any way. 3 root risen, that's nice. And over for the last little plant, and then you can hear them everywhere behind us there. So no point in attacking any of that. That's just going to take us 5 minutes of just random killing. Instead, we're going to move up and unlock the door. I think it comes up right here as we unlock. There is the unlock. Unlocking the door, and here's a little trap as usual. If you see something nice in a corner, that's probably because there's something hiding just behind the corner. And we jump through this window and end up where we came from. And we have now the door open, and we can go into the little mini boss of this area. Now there was a comment about sort of for mini bosses that I shouldn't be using the wolves, but I really like the wolves, and I want to show you sort of the best way of dealing with it. This is an Earth Tree Burial Watchdog, even though it looks more like a cat than a dog, so I'm confused. Now there are 4, I think, of these annoying things, and I would just recommend just not doing that, but trying to take the small ones out first, and it's just going to be so much easier. So just run around, get the small ones, and then try to stay away, and you'll have the wolves to take care of these. The big one, just keep it occupied, and then at the end you'll hopefully have taken out the small ones. There. And I think that's my wolves are now dying to the flames. There. And then it's just the 2 of us, and we can then focus on the boss. Heal up. Basically, you can block a lot of the stuff. These ones I would just, well, that is a good one to just do. I would try not to do what I did here and do follow-up. Just do it once. That one can also be blocked, but if you block it, that's a good one to block and counter. But most of the time, if you do a powered attack, then it'll just fit really well. with the time it takes to do an attack. We finally get it down and then knock it to its location. I'm gonna heal up instead just to make it nice and easy. And that one. And we get it. Perfect. Alright, so that was Impaler's Catacombs. We're just gonna pick up the root resin and then we can move on to the next one. This is the Earthbore Cave. It's located up here. Something really unique about this location is that if you find this little candlestick, then you can actually just follow the invisible visual trails of this random dude, and then we'll get into the cave. It'll lead us there. It's kind of a little hint on how to get there. So we are into the cave. And since this is a cave, then it's going to be pretty dark. Look at this. Don't go to the chest. You can see the ground is cracked here. That is a trap, so you will fall down into the room that we want to get into that room, but we don't want to get it fall into the middle of it. So we will go around it, grab that magnificent treasure of 3 pickled turtleneck. Yeah, that's fat loot. Unfortunately, I still don't have the lantern. I'll have it for the next dungeon, so we are just making do with our torch for now, which is making this fight a bit more complicated because I have to switch back and forth. So I'm gonna be like, okay, no, I can't see anything. All right, now I can't see anything. What are we gonna do? Now I can see something. So let's try the arrow, and it just doesn't really do any damage. It's still not coming. So let's just go in here, and then I just realized that I'm running with a torch and a ballista instead of a sword and shield. So let's go back to the sword and shield and fight in darkness. Luckily we can lock on and wait for it to attack and then counter. Let's just leave 2 in here so we can switch back and actually see what we were just doing here. Next room has a lot of rats, and if you fall down the middle, you're gonna have to fight from the middle and out, which is not great. Instead, we can sort of take them a bit from the side here. I'm just trying to figure out where they are, how many there are. There's a big one, and then there are 3 or 4 small ones. So I decided to go in, kill one, and then back up. And as we see the big one coming at us, then let's switch to the shield. Sorry about the darkness, we will get that better next time. Or for the next sub-dungeon where we get the lantern. Yep, alright, so now we have taken the big one. Oops, wow. I actually thought you had the iframes while jumping. Maybe, not a lot of iframes, but some iframes. So we got knocked out of the jump, which kind of sucks. Doesn't matter too much. It's not because this was the main fight of this area. We could actually have used the wolves for this area if we wanted to. But let's push on deeper into the cave. There are 2 more rats. So jumping in, take one and take the other one. Great. Without the shield, and we have a kukri. So I guess the kukri is there to just, I don't know, tell us that we should use bleed, I guess. I don't know. We'll use flames for upcoming here. And we win. So there's no boss fog wall here because we just have a rune bear in here. And well, the plot is the same: 2-hand your weapon, get some flames up, and get the wolves to distract. Same procedure as always, and work on the charged R2 attacks. I am so in love with charged R2 attacks. And then we'll go in. And at this point, we can now use the wolves. So we're going to use the wolves. Now the attacks are pretty well telegraphed, so we can roll through it like this, and then roll through that one. It hits it. I'm trying to get a charge attack. I got one. And roll under that one, and then another charge attack. And roll a bit too early here. And that one was just not a good suggestion. There we go. Then we got a knockdown. And we can do the power attack or the critical hit. It's a good critical hit. And from here on they get really sloppy because, well, I know that we got it. There, I accept to get hit every time I do this. Whoosh, and you move out of the way. It runs through me. You can also run under that. And that one I should have been dodging, but I thought I could get my charge attack in before. So we just get a little bear hug. That's nice. And then we just heal and get an opportunity just to do an attack. There we go. Oh, no, not quite. And then a little slash, and then we got the bear bell. Get for the trouble a Spelldrake Talisman. Not particularly interesting. And a few bits of loot over here. Some smoldering butterflies and a lily. And on to the next. This is the Tombsward Cave. And we are jumping into this one. And we're starting by, of course, getting the lost grace discovered again. And then it's time for us to get the lantern. I'm going to look here. This is where you get the lantern, down there. And then when you have the lantern, I have put it on a shortcut up there, so we can just use it. And from there on, we don't need to worry about running around with the torch. It does give a bit less light, but it means that I can carry this shield, and that's so nice. It costs 1800, and it is worth every penny. It doesn't take up any slots or anything, so it's only a matter of remembering to activate it. Alright, so in here, well, we are going to deal with some poison. This is a nasty, annoying poison swamp. So I'm kind of sort of contemplating, can I avoid the poison? Or should I just accept that I have the poison here? I have a few of these. Yeah, so let's accept that. And then I see if I can craft more. Nope, I don't have the great dragon head fly needed. So I only have two times that I can remove it. So we'll try to move in here where I do not get poisoned. Well, even the attacks are poisonous. And let's run on over and grab that. Grab that. And so it should be okay, because we are now up here. And we are not getting any more poison. And we're standing on the surface. And it's all good. And this is what I don't understand. I never understood this for any of it. Like, Frenzy can scale up even if you're not taking any damage. It just keeps going up. And I don't know why. But we're poisoned, so no matter. We'll continue. That's a Bloodborne. That Frenzy just keeps scaling up even though you're not in the effect. So it can keep whatever effect it is can keep scaling up even if you're not sort of being touched by it. So at this point, now that we are poisoned, poison will do nothing for us or against us because we are already poisoned. It doesn't extend the poison. It doesn't do anything, so we can just accept that we are poisoned and move on. I will just try to clear all of it within the poison duration so that when we are done with the poison, see, for example, now I can just run around in the poison setup because, well, there's no point. There's no harm in doing that. Trying to avoid the poison is really difficult. So we choose I think it was the right path instead of the straightforward path. And we just move into here and we have rats. For some reason, rats are usually the bane of my existence, though there it's much easier. But if I have to do it without a shield, it gets a bit more dicey. And what do we have in here? We have a big rat. Just wait for it to attack. And then we can stagger it until it's dead. Some immunized white cured meat. And Nomadic Warrior Cookbook 8. That's nice. That uses something, I think this uses something from the poison blooms we're finding in here. That was very, very clumsy. But anyway, rats are not a big deal. We 4 swings and it is gone. Golden Rune is actually a really nice little thing to get from this. This was guarding this path, and you can see the light is sufficient with having the lamp here as well. So moving on back, and we are taking this one, and this will lead us. Okay, and we are still being poisoned. Poison is still affecting us. Now we are getting some new plants here. They are also causing poison. Surprise, surprise. Everything is poisoned here. And we can get that arterial leaf. There. Now we're up at this location, and the only thing we can do from here is drop down on top of this one, so we can move into the next part here. This is connected to the other part, but let's just knock these out. I'm still poisoned, and that's a good thing because that means I don't take any poison damage. Well, I do take continuous poison damage, but I don't get re-poisoned until the poison bar is removed. So let's clear as much as possible with the tiny bit of poison we have remaining affecting us. And if we go up here, then this goes back to the big cave that we were in the beginning, where we chose the right one. That was the one we were looking at. And we go in here. So this is just to show that there are two different ways for us to go, and there is an extra path here that we can go in. And now that poison is out, we can now heal up, and we are no longer poisoned. That's really nice. Let's get ready to go in and see what the boss is like. And surprise, surprise, it is more poison. Miranda the Blighted Bloom. Alright, get the wolves, get the fire, and get out of the lasers. Here I'm going to ignore all the small ones and just simply slash this one. It doesn't really do much damage. Just be aware that it can't headbutt you. And there is knocked down. For these plants, I don't have enough time to go around and stab it in the front. So we'll just hammer away at it like this. And it got a bit of poison. We'll get poisoned again. And all of these will die as well. And for the trouble, we get a Viridian Amber Amulet Medallion. And on to the next one. Now we're going into the Morne Tunnels. It is in this ravine, so it can be a bit difficult to get down there, but hey, it's easy to get down. Here we are starting in the Morne Tunnels, and go over to this corner, and then be ready to roll off. Halfway, roll off, and you get a little extra goodie for your trouble. Not much. I'm a bit disappointed that it's only a smithing stone 1. I think that this Morne Tunnel is a bit lower level than the other ones. I can't really say for sure, but especially when we get to the boss, you will see what I mean, that it feels a bit lower level. And there is a new type of enemy that we have to deal with in here. And I'm going to ruin this enemy for you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but you are going to be... You will never see these enemies again. For me, these are Boris Johnson's. That hair thing, that's so. A wild Boris Johnson appears. Sorry about that, but that's just the word I see. And that one is a dead end, but we could probably leap over, but then I would fall down, and if you fall down, then you sort of, again, like the other trap, you will be ending up fighting all of them at once. And there is another wild Boris Johnson coming in. I can't unsee it. And we are... Yeah, go on. Continue. Yes, this is a dead end, so let's just go over here. Jump over. And make sure you jump. It's so nice that to jump is so much easier that it has than it was in previous iterations of Dark Souls. And stab again. If you have a blunt weapon, these are so much easier, but it's not because they're difficult in any way. So let's just no reason to try to sort of switch weapons when this is a, I don't know, I think it's a +7 weapon by now. Because we did this after we did Stormvale Castle. So that's what I'm also thinking, that I might be a bit over-leveled for this area. And into the next area. So we have 3 here. 2 are sleeping, 1 is guarding with the back turned to us. So let's try to backstab and fail with the backstab. That's alright. That was clumsy. I thought I could take it and just keep swinging wildly. Good. A bit of loot. And now we have basically... Oh, okay, we'll just take this one. But when we come down the stairs below this platform, there are 2 ways to go. And I don't think actually I take the right way. I think I should have taken the other one instead. But that doesn't matter. Swing. So basically from here on, it's left and right. Underneath to the right or to the left. I decide that I want to go... Well, I want to take these, but the path continues onwards here. And that is a dead end, so I would recommend that you probably take that one first. I chose to take the other one first. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just a bit of running it afterwards. So I figured that as I did this, I thought this was the dead end. Because you always want to take the dead ends first. Always look at things and try to figure out which one is the progression path and which one is the side path. And then always take the side path first. At least that's how I play. Get these smithing stones embedded in the wall. Okay, we both missed. That's fine. Let's see here. I don't deal a lot of damage, but I deal enough. Some staunching boluses. I think that prevents bleeding, but by the time bleed is building up, then we're probably deep in combat and can't really do much about it except panic. Coming into another room, another big room full of more miners, and what they're we also have here, we have 3 more of these. If we can go in and backstab one, then we only have to fight 2, and that makes it a lot easier. So you're gone. And you're gone. There you go. Took all 3 of them out pretty quickly. And then it's about cleaning up this area for all of the miners. Yeah, I'm sorry, miners, but you are guarding good stuff, so I do want it. I do want all of this. Like, at this point, maybe you don't really need a lot of smithing stones Mark 1. But on the other hand, if you want to level new weapons, it's just nice to have so many that you don't really care if you end up spending some. Ah, man, I hate the flying ones. They're so difficult. The Cupid ones. There. Just get it. Sometimes you can get it, otherwise just shoot it with a bow and arrow. Another smithing stone one. We're not getting any smithing stone 2, which kind of also tells me that this is lower level. I suppose you're supposed to take Weeping Peninsula before you take the Stormvale Castle. I think that would make it easier as well. I'm just looking at that one and deciding that was where we came from. And here we have a little more. There's a somber smithing stone. It's used for unique materials or unique weapons if you want to upgrade those. With these caves, it can be difficult to try to keep an eye out for where you're going and make sure that you covered every corner. So this is the boss area. You can see that gate. It's similar to the previous tunnel, Limgrave Tunnels. So it's we'll come back to that one. We still have some other path. This was just a little alcove. The one to the left is where we came from, and so we still have this part out here, which is also just a little dead end. And now I realize that, well, we have to go back to the room with the stairs and then clean out from that side. So we move back here. This is where we came from. Go back to the room here with the stairs. And over all the way down the stairs and moving forward. That is now another area that needs to be cleared. Needs to? Well, I'm trying to clear everything, so that's what we want. There's a chest in there, and there are a few of these miners just sitting here. Wow, that was a good jump. Yeah, jump is pretty good, but they're still not dangerous at all. We get a bit of golden rune, and this makes salted flesh is like it's a damage buff, but it lasts so short time that it just feels really weird when you use it. There we go. And I think there's one more in here, or one little location. Yep, we got some more somber smithing stones. Good to have. And in this case, there is one more. Swing, swing, swing. And we got it. And now it is just running all the way back. And we're back to the boss fight arena. We heal up and get ready. And this is where you can see that this boss is definitely not at our level. I gear up and I am ready as always. Gonna do the standard thing. Yeah, that's a really cool weapon. I don't know if it's good, but it's cool, the weapon he drops. And it's just weird that he doesn't use the weapon he's dropping. But in any case, we are sending in the wolves. They're just circling. There we go. Got distracted. Ow. It's a good swing. And then as I do my one shot, I realize that I deal 30% of the damage. And then we just screw it. I just kill him. That's... Yeah, that's not a difficult one. But Rusted Anchor looks super cool. So, onwards to the next area, the next arena. And it's the Tombsward Catacombs, located here. And I start from the riding path because it is so difficult to find. But there is a little statue on top that will point you here if need be. So this is the catacombs, and we as well use this catacombs. These catacombs means that there are lots of skeletons. So we're going to be slashing skeletons left and right. Here is a gate, a fog gate. I don't know. I don't find this to be worth it, but I wanted to show you because otherwise you'd be like, what's behind the gate? So we go in here, 2 skeletons. That's not the reward. And remember to kill them. Unfortunately, I just barely don't deal enough damage to kill it in 2 strikes. And we get a Nomadic Warriors Cookbook. And the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook will allow us to do this one, Rancor Pot. A pot that summons vengeful spirits, and it then needs the human bone shard. I don't think it's particularly... I mean, I haven't tried it, but I like the flame ones. Straightforward. Throw a thing, it explodes, everyone's happy. But hey, that's... maybe you like it. Don't throw things at me. And there's one more skeleton. We can just pick up the 2 flowers first. This is also, I suppose these ones are here to sort of allow you to grind the flowers if you want to, or if you need them for whatever. Yep, and we need to get up to that statue. That's where our lever is, so we need to go below. I will jump on in here, grab the flower, and there is 1 skeleton here. I'm going to move into the side so that the 2 other skeletons that are archer skeletons can't hit me. And look at me being bad at the game. Alright, let's take the 2 archers and here just try to make it into line of sight. There we go. Thank you for giving me a proc. And then I try to stay here so I don't get hit by the arrows. Oops. That's sloppy. I thought it would be lining up another shot. And the kill. And then we get human bone shards. So we can get those from skeletons, it seems. You missed. I wanted to see if I could just step aside. Oops. Finally. Nothing more here. And we can proceed. We can hear the flames already coming up. And you can actually use these flames in a clever way compared to what we did last time. So I would recommend, don't ignore the loot, just go in here, and there is 1 skeleton that summons, so focus on the skeleton first. There. And then get the loot. That is 5 more bone shards, so that means we can do a lot of these rancor pots if we feel we need that. Going in, and then give it a little slash, so it lowers. Pick up the flower, and there is 1 skeleton that forms, so let's knock that one out. Wow, killed it in one go. And good. Now, I'm not jumping up here yet. I am actually going in here. There will be 4 skeletons, maybe even 5, I don't know. It's a lot. So I just grab these 2, and then I run back. And the reason why I run back is because when I then now jump up here, the flamer will just keep flaming. We'll start flaming. We can take this guy out, and you can hear in the background that the skeletons are dying, and even their resummon is dying. So I jump down, and we just wait for another blast. That's another blast. Very good. And then we just go in here and see almost all of it died, and there's just 1 of them that's almost coming back. I think that was a clean way of doing that. No fighting, because otherwise you can easily get overwhelmed by 4 skeletons at once in a small room. We move in here. This is surprisingly boring. And moving on, and then we are finally... No, not really. Just two more skeletons. Come on, skeletons. I just rolled... Oh. Should have done an R1 so I could have... there we go. Could have backstabbed it. And then we have the exit, and we can see the statue, and that means also our lever in order to open, so we can get access to the boss of this 5th and final boss of this of the Weeping Peninsula. I checked around just to be sure. We got it. We have the Grey Violet, and the door is now open, and we can head into the boss. Just gotta go back here. So as we are approaching the boss, this is the time when we all have time to just click the like button if you want to do that. Yeah, it's that way. I really appreciate the feedback I get on these ones, and I'm enjoying very much making these guides, so I hope you are enjoying them as well. And I'll be continuing to make guides for everything Elden Ring that we can imagine. This boss, yeah, we do the same procedure as we always do. He doesn't have any hit points, but can deal a lot of damage, so I really need to recommend get someone to distract. Yeah, get a nasty combo plus some blood loss as well, and blood loss, nasty bit of damage, and going. But again, you can also see I deal a lot of damage here. There. Just wait for all the long combo and then we can get it. So, with that, we have cleared all the bosses in the mini bosses in the dungeons in Weeping Peninsula, and it's time to move on to the next area. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.